Welcome to Thoroughbred Action from Gulfstream Park. I'm Ron Nicoletti, and a very happy new year to everyone out there. And what a way to start the day with a 10-race card on a beautiful New Year's Day. Let's go to Pete Aiello with those track and weather conditions.
Special Tuesday card of racing with beautiful weather conditions for horse racing. Temperatures in the low 80s. The main track fast, the turf course firm. First of the day at 5.5 furlongs. Claimers in for 12,500. A field of 7 recently turned 3-year-olds. The off-time favorites included the 4 Jersey Rose and the 6 Mertz.
Racing at Gulfstream. From between horses, Treasured Info begins well. Mertz is away with speed, and Star of Distinction is at the rail. These three across the track, working 2 ahead of Jersey Rose, then Learn Story, Levy Land between, and the trailer is By Golly, Miss Dolly. They head to the half-mile point. 2 long shots up front. It's Star of Distinction by ahead. 3 wide. Mertz is on the attack and now within ahead of the lead. Back to third and Treasured Info. Learn Story tries to pick it up while a bit wide on the course, followed by Levy Land and Jersey Rose. The trailer is By Golly, Miss Dolly, and there's less than 3 furlongs to run. Star of Distinction trying to fight off Mertz, who's right alongside second. 4 wide Levy Land, 3 wide and Learn Story. Jersey Rose, Gonzalez has his hands full with no place to go. Then Treasured Info, and at the back is still By Golly, Miss Dolly, and up front it's Mertz. Jersey Rose might get an opening, is now trying to close that opening with Sanchez on Mertz, and that now caused Levy Land to clip heels as they come inside the final furlong. So Jersey Rose takes the lead toward the inside, and Star of Distinction trying to fight on second, then Mertz third. To the finish, Jersey Rose in front. Mertz is going to get back up for second. Star of Distinction was third. By Golly, Miss Dolly finished fourth.
Number 4, Jersey Rose, spies an opening at the top of the stretch. Jonathan Gonzalez sends her through there, and the daughter of Mucho Macho Man gets the victory to start the day. Trainer Kathy Ritbo and Reeves Thoroughbred Racing. Finishing second, number 6, Mertz, ahead of number 1, Star of Distinction, who ran third. We go to the second race now at 7 furlongs. Maiden Claimers in for 12,500. Romero Mirage on 2, Run Gal Run. Field of 7, heavily favored off the long layoff, number 3, Sunny Sonata.
And they're off, all except for Run Gal Run, who blew the start 4 lengths, and Munha, also slow into stride. The big favorite, Sunny Sonata, on the comeback try, is away quickly to put a neck in front. On the outside, Better Vibes is there second. Lion Diva's back to third. My Temple at the rail comes away fourth. Then back to Salsa Queen ahead of Munha. And after the subpar beginning, the trailer is Run Gal Run. 3 to 5 favorites, Sunny Sonata and Luis Saez have completed the opening quarter in 23-3 and lead the way a length and a half. Second, Better Vibes. Third between horses is Lion Diva. Out wide is Munha. Down at the inside in My Temple. Then comes Salsa Queen and Run Gal Run. They leave the backstretch and move on to the far turn. Here's the bid from Munha on the outside of Sunny Sonata. These two now only a neck apart from third running My Temple. Back to fourth and Run Gal Run. Then it's an improving Salsa Queen around Better Vibes, and Lion Diva is last. Munha keeps the pressure on Sunny Sonata through a 48.5 mile. Let's see what the favorite has in the tank here. There's a quarter of a mile left to go. Saya's moving his hands on Sunny Sonata, and Munha is right alongside. These two shoulder to shoulder for 3/16 more. Now Luis Saez has to get really serious on the leader, and that leader is still Sunny Sonata. She leads a length and a half. Munha is now back second toward the inside in Salsa Queen, but inside the final furlong, the cream is rising to the top, and up for the occasion is Sunny Sonata off the long layoff. She'll win it, and win it by 2.5, maybe 3 in the end. It's close for second. Lion Diva surged at Munha. Salsa Queen ran fourth in 128 flat.
Number 3, Sunny Sonata resumes from the long layoff and finds a field to her liking as she takes care of business as the big favorite in today's second race under jockey Luis Saez for Michael Matz and the Hidden Creek Farm. How about Luis Saez, folks? He falls in race number 1, gets up, dusts himself off, and wins race 2. Time for a commercial break. We'll be right back.
One of the world's most anticipated thoroughbred racing events of the year returns. The 3rd annual Pegasus World Cup Invitational at Gulfstream Park in South Florida. Drawing competition from around the world with a $16 million purse split between 2 Grade 1 races. On the dirt and on the turf. Experience the incredible fashion, spectacular world-class service and entertainment, and the unrivaled adrenaline of the Pegasus World Cup Invitational. Saturday, January 26th at Gulfstream Park. Get your tickets now at PegasusWorldCup.com.
Back now for race number 3 on the program. Today's third race at 6 furlongs over the main track. These are claimers in for a price tag of $25,000. Rider change on number 3, Fashion Break. Make it Tyler Gaffleone. Field of 6. The favorite was the 4, Mischief Maz.
And they're up. Level beginning. Violent Danger away well, day by day is being sent along. Gabrielle Elizabeth ridden toward the rail. Away racing in 4th is Rachette. 5th early is Fashion Break. And the stretch running Mischief Maz settles in back of the field, about 8 lengths off the lead as they go to the half-mile point. In the 2-path, day by day, along the rail, Gabrielle Elizabeth. And 3 wide is Violent Danger. They're across the course at the half-mile. 3 clear of Rachette, then an improving Fashion Break. And Mischief Maz has enjoyed a fast pace up front, but she's still better than 10 lengths off the lead, as the opening quarter was 22-1. Inside 3 furlongs from home, Irad Ortiz Jr. and Gabrielle Elizabeth with a narrow lead. 3 wide, Violent Danger from between horses, day by day. Fashion Break and Rachette are ridden hard, while 4th and 5th respectively, and starting to get underway from the back is Mischief Maz as they move to the top of the stretch. With the advantage, Gabrielle Elizabeth, but day by day, right alongside now. And these two shoulder to shoulder. Mischief Maz has a rail run and is running home late. Inside that final furlong, day by day, takes a narrow lead. Gabrielle Elizabeth fights on. Gabrielle Elizabeth is now back in front. Day by day needs to counter punch and does just that. Day by day gets back up to win it over Gabrielle Elizabeth, and then Mischief Maz in 111 flat.
Number 2, Day by Day, has a stretch-long battle with number 1, Gabrielle Elizabeth. Puts her away nearing the finish. Gets the victory under Paco Lopez for Ruben Gresita and Rancho Alegre. Number 1, Gabrielle Elizabeth, was very game while second, ahead of the 4, Mischief Maz, who ran third. To the 4th race now, race number 4 at 1 mile over the turf. Starter allowance optional claiming horses. Scratch the 4, DeRocher. A field of 9. The off-time favorites included the 5, Aquaphobia, and the 10, Your Only Man.
And they're off. Stumbling very bad at the start was Eminent Force, and he's last of all. The others away smoothly from between horses. Resiliency away with speed. Giant Run on the outside. Aquaphobia put into play early. He's down toward the inside 3rd. Widest of all to the first turn is Your Only Man. He's about 3 deep on the course. Saving ground toward the rail is Hey Dakota. He's 5 lengths off the lead. On his outside races Night Prowler, a length and a half in front of the team of Slim Shady. And then on his outside goes Cowboy Culture. And after a subpar getaway, Eminent Force is at the back of the field. Into the backstretch they go. Resiliency and jockey Tyler Gaffleone with the advantage, a length and a quarter. Giant Run is there second. Toward the inside, Aquaphobia joint 3rd. Alongside Your Only Man in 4th. Night Prowler travels along 5th outside of Hey Dakota. Then back to the outside goes Cowboy Culture ahead of Slim Shady, and Eminent Force is last. No change in the plot through a 23-4 opening quarter time and a half mile and 48-1 as they leave the backstretch and move on to the far turn. Resiliency leads the way by a length. Giant Run a bit closer second. Aquaphobia ridden quietly 3rd. On the outside, and Your Only Man gets started 3 wide. Night Prowler given the green light, not making much ground. Hey Dakota likewise is trying to find racing room, while under restraint about 5 lengths off the lead as they run to the top of the stretch. It's Giant Run who comes away with the lead. Aquaphobia is into the clear. Night Prowler's over the top. Weaving between horses is Hey Dakota, and there's an 1/8 of a mile to go. Aquaphobia trying to get to Giant Run. The rail is open for Hey Dakota. Cowboy Culture down the center. They're swarming in here as they come to the wire. Cowboy Culture got it. Cowboy Culture surfed on the outside under Julien Leparoux and ran him down at 135 flat.
Number 6, Cowboy Culture, wins a blanket finish in today's 4th race, running down to a variety of pace setters under jockey Julien Leparoux for trainer Norm Cassie and the KCA stable. Number 10, Your Only Man, continues to hold his form very well. He was second, ahead of the 8, Night Prowler, grinded along and got up for 3rd. We move now to the 5th race of the day, the start of today's Rainbow 6. We stay on turf. The trip here is about 7.5 furlongs. Scratch number 9, Even Beat. A field of 10. Favorites were 1, Bella's Game, and 7, Sweet Connie Girl.
And they're up. Pass Passing Moments was quickened to stride from the center. Far outside, Hot Liaison away with speed. Tim Hill's out 1-2. Splitting that duo and taking over the lead now is Tiz Priceless. So Tiz Priceless, the speed of the speed, over Hot Liaison and Passing Moments, second and third. Liberal is away racing in fourth, and then Bella's Game down toward the inside. On her outside goes I'm Listening, ahead in front of Sweet Connie Girl. She's mid-flight and 7 lengths off the lead. At the inside goes Natia ahead of Colonel's Daughter, and Millie's Journey is last of the 10 as they roll into the backstretch. The opening quarter went in 23 and 3. Up front, it's Tiz Priceless and Luis Saez in front, a length and a half. Passing Moments is second, the same margin to third, running Liberal. Racing from fourth, it's Hot Liaison. Outside in fifth is I'm Listening. At the inside goes Bella's Game. She's a half in front of Sweet Connie Girl, so the favorites are about 7 lengths off the lead. Down at the inside is Natia. The two at the back remain Millie's Journey and Colonel's Daughter. They leave the backstretch and move on to the far turn, and Tiz Priceless has been in front from the outset and maintains a 3-length lead. Passing Moments tries to take up the slack second, Liberal third. I'm Listening, and the lime colors moves to the leader while 4 wide. 2 back to the favorites, Bella's Game and Sweet Connie Girl, and they're at the top of the stretch. I'm Listening floated very wide off the corner. At the fence, here's Bella's Game trying to get Tiz Priceless. Bella's Game is through on the rail. Tiz Priceless is still in front. Down the center and Liberal. Bella's Game at the rail. Tiz Priceless. Liberal on the outside. Liberal lifting. Liberal in time under Paco. Tiz Priceless ran out her huge race to be second. Third was Bella's Game in 1:30 flat.
Number 10, Liberal, wins a tight photo to kick off today's Rainbow Six, getting up in the final strides under jockey Paco Lopez, the trainer Mary Epler, and the Flying Pheasant Farm. Great try from number 6, Tiz Priceless, to just miss while second, ahead of number 1, Bella's Game, who ran third. Time for another commercial break. When we come back, the late pick 5, Florida Bred Maiden, right after this.
And Gulfstream is pulling away. Gulfstream blows them away with an eye-opening performance. Awesome again has won. Gulfstream kicking clear. Judy the Beauty.
Back now for race number 6 on the program. Florida Bred Maidens of the 3-year-old filly variety race for a special weight purse of $43,000. Scratch the 1, Moon Eyes, a field of 6. Favorites included the 5, Velvet Isle, and number 6, Corey Gal.
And they're off. Lady Marjorie away quickly. Corey Gal is up to challenge, and Velvet Isle moves to take second. Fuji out of there third. The favorites land 1, 2, 3. Then it's Lux Diamond third last. Second last, Can You Handle This? And Lady Marjorie, after a smooth beginning, is outpaced early. Last of the 6 and about 5 lengths off the lead. They race to the half-mile point with Corey Gal in front, 3 parts of length. On the outside, that's Velvet Isle pressing the issue second. Up to third is Lux Diamond. Back to fourth is Fuji. Can You Handle This is racing in fifth, and 4 to the trailer, Lady Marjorie. Around the far turn, they race through a 22 and 3 opening quarter. It's the 2 favorites at each other, with Corey Gal a length and a quarter better than Velvet Isle, a driven second. 4 back to Lux Diamond. Fuji's not putting her best run in. Up on the outside, Can You Handle This, trying to get a slice. Lady Marjorie's been outpaced, and Corey Gal continues to lead. Off the turn in the stretch drive, Corey Gal asked to quicken up by Luca Panici, and she does so willingly, opening a 6-length lead. Velvet Isle a bit green while shifting ground second. A late run coming from Can You Handle This, but she'll try to get into second as Corey Gal has kicked clear. It's Corey Gal and Luca Panici for Larry Bates to win it by 5 in the end. Very close for second. It's either inside Velvet Isle or outside Can You Handle This. Lux Diamond finished fourth in 1:11 and 2.
Number 6, Corey Gal, had been facing some really tough customers in her first couple of races, and she's run very well doing it. So today, she was the headliner. She gets the victory in pretty impressive fashion under jockey Luca Panici, the trainer Larry Bates, and owner Eric Worth. Second, number 2, Can You Handle This? She's one for the list. She came from way back and closed good ground, galloping out well to be second, ahead of the 5, Velvet Isle, who ran third. We move to the 7th race now, the start of today's late pick 4. Today's 7th race on turf at 1 mile. Scratch the 8 and 9, a field of 7. This was a wide open betting race.
They're off. From the inside, Josti Senemo begins well. Youngest Daughter has speed, and so does Cheeky Cherub. In between horses, Mrs. Ramona G moves up, as it will be Youngest Daughter from the high draw to take the lead past the wire the first time. Mrs. Ramona G is at the rail, a joint second alongside, and racing third is Cheeky Cherub. Then back at the inside, Josti Senemo from fourth. Susie B is out fifth. Thinkin' Cowtown is an early sixth, and the early trailer is Lipstick City. Around the first turn they go, and up front it's Youngest Daughter and Alvarado. On top on almost two now. Cheeky Cherub is second, down at the inside, Mrs. Ramona G third. Up on the outside and Susie B well fourth, ahead of Josti Senemo fifth. Thinkin' Cowtown is unhurried second last, and at the back is Lipstick City. The opening quarter went in 24-2. Down the backstretch they continue. Youngest Daughter with no pace pressure at all. She leads a length and a half. Cheeky Cherub is racing second. Mrs. Ramona G will need a way through third. Susie B is three wide while fourth. Then back to Josti Senemo. Lipstick City is out of last, and now the trailer is Thinkin' Cowtown. They leave the backstretch and move on to the far turn. 6.5 from first to last, and Youngest Daughter continues to lead. Youngest Daughter through the opening half mile in 48-1 has the lead by a length and a quarter. Cheeky Cherub is now racing from second toward the inside, and Mrs. Ramona G as they wheel in. Youngest Daughter threatening to take them start to finish, leads the way a length and a quarter into the clear. Mrs. Ramona G is loose and charging from second. These two racing ahead of Susie B and Thinkin' Cowtown. Youngest Daughter almost there. Mrs. Ramona G getting her on the money. Mrs. Ramona G is in time. Youngest Daughter was second. Susie B found renewed energy to get third. Then Cheeky Cherub and Thinkin' Cowtown in 1:35 and 4.
Number 5, Mrs. Ramona G tips off cover and runs down the leader to get the victory. Under another great ride from our leading jockey, Luis Saez. He's been so good on the turf, it's just unbelievable. Jeremiah Engelhart, the winning trainer for Gold Square LLC. The daughter of Cantharos, a winner to start the late pick 4. We move now to the 8th race of the afternoon, the start of the late pick 3. Today's 8th race to be run at 1 1/16 over the turf. Edgar Prado rides the 3, her latest film. Nick Juarez on number 5, Monhagen. Favorite was number 10, Aspen Summer.
And they're off. Good start out wide for Breakfast Pond, who's being sent hard to try to secure the inside position and the lead. And that mission is accomplished as Breakfast Pond has the lead under Jimenez, moving to challenge both Monhagen and stylishly. Up on the outside, Aspen Summers trying to avoid being caught 4 wide, but she will indeed be 4 wide around that first turn round. Just inside her, Bo Bell is now within 3 lengths of the lead, followed at the rail by her latest film. I Wonder is next. Then it's down at the rail to Strike My Fancy. She's third last. Second last early on is Circle of Competence, and Critiqued is last of all through the opening quarter in 24-2. Into the backstretch they go with Breakfast Pond in front 3 parts of a length. Stylishly is there second. Aspen Summer 3 wide third. Tucked in fourth is Monhagen. Racing from fifth is Bo Bell. Out wide is I Wonder. Then it's a length back to More Mojo, who settled nicely for Gaff Leone, about 5 lengths off the lead. Strike My Fancy in the 2 path is next and starting to improve a bit. A length and a half in front of her latest film. Then comes Critiqued, and at the back is Circle of Competence. That's the 11 of them inside half a mile away. They went an opening half mile in 49-2. And still in front, it's Breakfast Pond, but the challenges are coming now. Aspen Summer moves up on the outside to contend for the lead. Stylishly is politely backing away. Toward the inside, Monhagen needs some place to go. Moving up on the outside and trying to come on is Strike My Fancy. Then in between horses, that's the Circle of Competence from the back, and they wheel home. Up front, it's still Breakfast Pond in front. Aspen Summer takes another run at her from second. I Wonder, Bo Bell, Strike My Fancy down the center. Monhagen toward the rail. Final 1/8 of a mile, and Aspen Summer now has a narrow lead. Late run from Strike My Fancy from between horses. Monhagen is surging. Here's the wire. It's Aspen Summer. Aspen Summer held on to win it. Surging up into second was Monhagen in 1:43-2.
Tight finish to today's 8th race, with the win goes to the Bill Mott trainee, number 10, Aspen Summer, for the money, under jockey Jose Ortiz for Stuart Armstrong and Hall of Famer Bill Mott. Second, number 5, Monhagen, at a big price. She shook loose to get second, ahead of the 8, Bo Bell, who ran third. Time for a commercial timeout. Still to come, the late daily double. Veteran claimers in the first half of that late daily double, right after this. Back now for race number 9 on the program, the start of the late daily double claimers of the $6,250 variety. A field of 8 signed on. Favorites were 3, Mr. Baker, and 8, Tell Me a Story.
And they're off. Level beginning. Toward the inside, Tomato Gator being sent for the lead. Up between horses, Bocati ridden hard. Up on the far outside goes Tell Me a Story to land third from the old man, Mr. Baker, who's out of there fourth. Down inside, that's African Chief, a length and a half in front of Perfect Tay. The 2 at the back, Express Jet and Brookside. They go to the half-mile point, and it's Tomato Gator in the Panic Stable colors in front to half a length. In between horses, Bocati is second, 3 wide, Tell Me a Story third. Back to fourth is Mr. Baker around a retreating African Chief. 5 ahead of Perfect Tay, then Brookside and Express Jet. Opening quarter 22 and 4. There's less than 5/16 to run. With the advantage, Tomato Gator held together up front. Paco looks over his shoulder. He'll see Tell Me a Story a neck off the lead. From the inside, and Mr. Baker's going to try to slip through on the fence. That's what Paco's looking for, as here it comes. Paco tries to close the hole, and the leader is still Tomato Gator. 1/8 of a mile to go. Tomato Gator has the lead. On the inside, and Mr. Baker fights to hold it. On the outside, and Tell Me a Story. Mr. Baker coming through at Tomato Gator. Tomato Gator almost home. Mr. Baker slams on the brakes. Tomato Gator wins. How about Brookside from way out of it for second? Tell Me a Story third and 1:11 and 4.
Really a textbook job of race riding by Paco Lopez. You could see him a couple times during the stretch run of today's 9th race, looking over his shoulder. He was trying to figure out if he could pack out the 8, Tell Me a Story sending him wide, without allowing the 3, Mr. Baker, to come through. He did both, and he got the victory. As Mr. Baker could not quicken with Tomato Gator, Tomato Gator gets the score for Jane Sibeli in the Panic Stable. To the 10th and final race over the turf at about 7.5 furlongs. A late scratch of the 7 Tiki Bar Queen and earlier scratches of the alternates left us with a field of 11. The off-time favorite was number 6, Pound Note.
And runners away. It was a level beginning. Up for the lead early is Pound Note. Up on the far outside, there goes Sweet Apple Pie trying to get over, and she will. Sweet Apple Pie from the 12 post crosses and clears. Racing into second is Mambo Dancer with Pound Note on the outside third. Back to fourth goes Sacrifice, followed by Broadway Peggy. She's in early fifth. Then now on the inside is Bienville Street, a bit keen, ahead of Blues Songs, who's mid-flight. Followed at the inside by It's About Me, who taps on the brakes. Super Mama's on her outside. Second last is Indie Contender. The early trailer is Molly's Lane. Into the backstretch they go. They went 23 and 3 for the opening quarter speed. And it's Sweet Apple Pie and Jimenez who have the lead. Up on the outside, Pound Note is 3 wide. Mambo Dancer from between horses is now third. Back to fourth in Sacrifice, followed by Broadway Peggy. She's in the 2-path. Then it's a length and a half to Blues Songs to the outside of Bienville Street. They're in turn a length and a half in front of Super Mama with It's About Me toward the rail. Then it's a gap of another 4 lengths back to Indie Contender. Still at the back is Molly's Lane. That's the 11 of them as they swing around the far turn. They went 48 and 1 for the opening half mile, and Sweet Apple Pie has the lead. But here's a challenge from Pound Note on the outside. Pound Note now strikes to the lead. Up into the clear is Sacrifice trying to get after second. Down the center in Blues Songs. 1/8 of a mile to go. Pound Note and Javier Castellano kicking clear with authority. Sacrifice is second, but they're out of time if they want to get Pound Note. Pound Note for Tom Bush and Castellano by 5 in the end. Very close for second. Sacrifice or Blues Songs. Then in between horses was Super Mama, followed by It's About Me in 1:30 and 3.
Well, if you back the Nicoletti long shot here this afternoon, I have a good news and bad news scenario for you. The good news is you got the victory. Bad news is you were 8 to 5 to do it, as Pound Note was hammered in the wagering windows today. It gets the job done nevertheless. And the jockey Javier Castellano, for trainer Tom Bush, and owners Dubfield Racing. Late pick 4 today, good for $168.15. We did have plenty of winners in both the late pick 5 and today's Rainbow 6. Rainbow 6 will have a carryover as we march forward to Wednesday of more than $25,000.
And that wraps up our special New Year's Day card on Tuesday. We're back here on Wednesday with a 10-race card, a first race post, 12:35 p.m. Boy, you got to be at Gulfstream Park. Finally.
Hit the hay. Hit the hay. I've been working all day. Hit the hay. Hit the hay. What do you say? Hit the hay. Hit the hay. Hit the hay. Hit the hay. Well, I'm tired. Let me tell you, Jack, I'm so tired.